Boom! What's up guys? Kumusta? Magandang hapon. So let's go over my top 3 taunts in a fight, also known as showboating, in the spirit of Mr. Minet's Matrix defense taunt at the URCC Bear Madness event. Mr. Minet is an entertainer for sure. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get into my top 3 craziest taunts and showboating.
And he got it! He got the same move!
Alright guys, before we get started, let's go over real quick what showboating is. So showboating is essentially showing off. And what I want to talk about here is showing off mid-fight. So there are advantages and disadvantages. One, if you do it successfully, you can throw your opponent off and maybe they can get emotional in the middle of the fight and they can do something that they shouldn't have. Or it can go terribly wrong, like this guy right here. That's got to be the worst case of showboating gone wrong that I've ever seen. But in this video, we're going to go over showboating done properly. So starting at number 3, Mr. Minet's Matrix moves against Map Sobrano. So I was laughing pretty hard when I saw this, guys. Some people do lean back when they're defending a high kick, like in Muay Thai, for example. But the way Mr. Minet did it here was just completely random. There was no attack. He just leaned back and just did the Matrix defense just for fun. So I'm sure his goal was just to get in the head of Map and piss him off, which I'm sure it did. But he was there pretty long, and there was an opening actually for Map to just go over and punch him. But I think Map was just confused at what the hell was going on right in front of him. So, pretty entertaining, Mr. Minet. Thank you for the show. All right, guys, number 2. Conor McGregor against Eddie Alvarez for the UFC lightweight title. This was prime Conor McGregor a few years back, and as you could see in the clip, he just keeps putting his hands behind and taunting Eddie. And he had such a speed and technical advantage in the striking department that his goal was achieved, and he just further demoralized Eddie and made him less confident, and it just brought his spirit down even more. You know, because Eddie was already losing the fight, losing the striking exchanges, and then now he has this guy in front of him just taunting him and making fun of him and putting his hands behind his back, and Eddie can't hit anything but air. So crazy mid-fight taunts, showboating, and definitely number 2 on this list. All right, and number 1 on this list has to go to my favorite showboating moment of all time, Nick Diaz versus Anderson Silva. Now, if you're a fan of MMA, you know Anderson Silva and you know Nick Diaz. And Nick Diaz they're both legends of the fight game. And Anderson, at this time, was such a dangerous opponent. He was a little past his prime, but still so dangerous. And Nick Diaz is just a crazy character, him and his brother Nate. And for him to lie down in the middle of the cage to show complete disrespect to Anderson Silva, one of the GOATs, one of the greatest of all time, was just one of the funniest and craziest things I've ever seen in a real fight, you know. Just to lay down in this chill position on his side and to taunt him and then stand up and talk smack right after that. So entertaining, crazy, and definitely deserves number 1 on this list. All right, guys, those are my top 3 taunts. Comment down below what you think about Mr. Minet's Matrix taunt, and if I missed any other fights for this list. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless. Ingat.